Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, and today I have a simple project for you. I'm going to show you how to make these shirts, and don't get scared, they're very easy to make. These shirts were inspired by the design that I released last week. The reason why I came up with this is because I noticed that this shape doesn't really flatter the people who are a bit straight when it comes to the hip area, who are not so curvy. So it really doesn't flatter. So I came up with this design so that it can help out with the people who are not so curvy around the hip area. As you can see, the lines are pointing outwards, so it gives the illusion of a curvier shape. So that was my main aim of creating these shirts. I came up with the whole idea and I said, why not design something for them too? And this can work for both the curvy people and also the people who are not so curvy. So let's get into it. You'll need the same exact materials used for this. So that's a 3.75mm hook, a pair of scissors, and for the yarn I'm going to be using Alize cotton gold in the color neon green. I'll be demonstrating with neon green and black. So let's get into it. Put this aside. So for this project, you're going to start off with a normal granny square. I'll start off with black. So to make a granny square, you're going to make a magic circle, like that, and then make a chain of 3. 1, 2, 3. So after that chain, this chain counts as a double crochet, so place 2 more double crochets to make a total of 3. So this is 1 and 2. So these are 3 double crochets. Chain 1, place 3 more double crochets in that same magic circle. 1, 2, and 3. Chain 1, make 3 more double crochets in the same circle. 2 and 3. That's what we have. Chain 1 and make the last group of 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. So we have 4 groups. There's this one, there's this one, there's this one, and this one. So pull this string to close up the magic circle, chain 1, and then slip stitch on top of the first chain 3. Make a slip stitch. So I know it's black and it may be very hard to see, but you should have 4 corners. There's this one, this one, this one, and this one. So everywhere with chain 1 is a corner. So chain 1, and now we are going to change the yarn. Cut your yarn, leave that strand, and now we are going to work with neon green. Okay, so get your second color. Mine is neon green. I'm going to attach it here where we left off black, in that chain 1 space. Attach. Then you're going to make a chain of 3. 1, 2, 3. and then place 2 more double crochets in that chain 1 space. 1, 2, like that. Then chain 2, because this is a corner, so every corner will get 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. So 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 more double crochets in that same chain 1 space. Like that. Chain 1, and then we go to the next corner because it's a chain 1 space. Then place 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 more double crochets. Like that. Chain 1, and then in the next corner do the same. 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. That's what you have. Then chain 1, and then in the last corner do the same. 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 double crochets. 2 and 3. So chain 1 and slip stitch on top of the first chain 3 of the row to join your row, your round. So this is what we have right now. So as you can see, for this is my reference. So I did, imagine this was black because that's what we've started with, then neon green. So neon green has 2 rows. So from here we're going to start doing 2 rows of each. So for this row you're going to slip stitch into the next stitch because we want to get to the corner. Then slip stitch into the next, and then slip stitch into that space, like that. Then chain 3. This is a corner, so we are going to do 2 more double crochets since we already had the chain. So that's a total of 3. Chain 2 and 3 more double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. So that corner is sorted now. So chain 1, this is a chain 1 space, so it gets only 3 double crochets, like that. So the next space is a corner, so 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. Like that. So chain 1, this is a chain 1 space, so each chain 1 space gets only 3 double crochets. Then chain 1, then this is a corner, so meaning we do 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Chain 1, 3 double crochets in this chain 1 space, chain 1, then this is a corner, so 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 more double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. So chain 1, and this is a chain 1 space, so it will get only 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. And after this you're going to chain 1 and slip stitch on top of the third chain of the first chain 3, then chain 1. So we are done with the green. You're going to cut. This is what we have right now. So this is round 1, round 2, round 3. So round 4, I'm going to show you what to do. Attach your yarn where you, in that space where you left off with the green. I'm going to show you why I always prefer to attach here. So attach this in that space. So this is a chain 1 space. So that means this space is only going to get 3 double crochets. So you're going to go ahead and chain 3, which counts as a double crochet. Then place 2 more double crochets in that space to make a total of 3, like that. Then chain 1, this is a corner, so the corner will get 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 more double crochets. Like that. Then chain 1, these are all chain 1 spaces, so they only get 3 double crochets. Separated by a chain 1 in between. Don't forget to do that. So chain 1, 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, because now we're at the corner part, like that. So chain 1, 3 double crochets in the next, chain 1, 3 double crochets in the next, chain 1. This is a corner, so we are going to do 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 more double crochets, chain 1, then 3 double crochets in the next chain 1 space, chain 1, 3 double crochets in the next chain 1 space, chain 1. This is a corner, so we shall have 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 more double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets in the next chain 1 space, chain 1, and slip stitch on top of the third chain of the first chain 3. This is what we have right now. So we're going to go ahead and do the second row of black, because now this is only 1, so we're going to do the second row of black, then we do 2 rows of neon green. So from here we're going to slip stitch into the next stitch, slip stitch into the next stitch, and slip stitch into that next chain space, then chain 3 and place 2 more double crochets there, 1, 2, to make a total of 3, then chain 1, then this is a corner, so 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, like that, chain 1, 3 double crochets in the next chain 1 space, chain 1, 3 double crochets in the next chain 1 space, chain 1, 3 double crochets in the next. So now we've reached the corner, so you're going to chain 1 and then make 3 double crochets, chain 2 and 3 double crochets. So continue working only 3 double crochets in each chain 1 space and chain 1 after. Like that. So now we're at the corner, so chain 1, then 3 double crochets, chain 2 and 3 more double crochets. So this piece can really be like, it can get repetitive for you to explain it to someone. That's why I'm trying to make it like general and try to work faster, because it's literally the same thing you're going to do for every row. Chain 1, 3 double crochets in the next chain 1 space, then chain 1, 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets, chain 1, then this is a corner, so it gets 3 double crochets, chain 2 and 3 more double crochets. Like that. Then now we're going to chain 1 and then 3 double crochets here, then chain 1 and 3 double crochets in the last one. 1, 2 and 3. Then you're going to chain 1 and slip stitch on top of that first chain. So slip stitch, chain 1 and cut your yarn. So we are done with black. So this is what you should be having right now, a perfect square. That's what you have. So going back to neon green, we're going to do 2 rows of neon green, and I think by now you know how to do the neon green part. Let me take you through it. So you're going to reattach your yarn in that space here. Chain 1, okay, chain 3. So this is a chain 1 space, so it gets 3 double crochets. So this is 1, then 2 more. 1 and then 2. Then chain 1, then 3 double crochets in the next chain 1 space. So we've reached the corner. So chain 1 and then place 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, like that. So go all the way around. 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets. So you notice that the rows get longer as we keep working. The rows get longer. Okay, this is what we have. Then chain 1, this is a corner, so 3 double crochets, chain 2 and 3 double crochets, like that. Then chain 1, 3 double crochets, 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 that's what you should have, chain 1, and now this is a corner, so it gets 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 more double crochets. So chain 1, 3 double crochets, 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 chain 2, because this is a corner, and 3 more double crochets in the same space. This is what we have for now. So chain 1, 3 double crochets here, chain 1, 3 double crochets, and then chain 1 and slip stitch on top of that chain 3 at the beginning of the row to join, then slip stitch into the next, because we are going to do 2 rows of neon green, and into the space. So chain 3 and add 2 more double crochets here. So this is 1 and 2, like that. So go all the way around and complete row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, round 7. This is round 7. So chain 1, 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets. This is a corner, so 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 double crochets in the same space. I'm going to be fast on this row so that we finish, and I show you what to do for the next row. So go ahead and finish your round 7, and this is going to be the very last round of our granny square. And now after this we are going to start doing something new. So you're going to just keep repeating the same thing that we've been doing, placing only 3 double crochets in each chain 1 space, and when it comes to the corners you place 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 more double crochets in the same space in the corner. Then for these other sides you're going to just place 3 double crochets, then chain 1 in between each 3 double crochet cluster. So as you can see, my square is working out well. It should be flat, shouldn't be folding. It should be very equal. What you have here is what you have here, is what you have here and here. So go ahead and complete row 7. So we're coming to the end of row 7, chain 1 and do the last 3 double crochets in the next space, then chain 1 and slip stitch on top of that first chain. So round 7 is finished. Chain 1 and cut your yarn, because now we are changing to black. So this is what we have. So we're going to turn this into a shape that is wearable. So you're going to put your shirt, like your shape, your granny square, into a diamond shape like this. So what I want to do is I'm going to start shaping the shirt in the middle first of all, like that. I'm going to cut off this, then I start working, but this is how long our shirts are going to be. If you want them higher than this, if you want them super high waist, you can go ahead and add some more rows, but keep in mind this is already high waist, because we are going to also work at the bottom of the shirts. So you're going to place your shirt, your granny square like a diamond shape, and now we're going to start working while flattening the top. This is how everything is going to look like, but now this is the extreme top, the part that is in the waist area. So we are going to flatten it like this, and here we are also going to flatten. Then we come up with something like this, like that. Then we shape the legs. So this is where we broke off our yarn from. And for the next row, we are going to get black. You see where we broke off the yarn from? We are going to work from this corner to that part. So you're going to get your black yarn, and now we are going to attach our yarn in this corner like this. So chain 3, and we are not going to work anything here. We're going to go into the next chain 1 space. Don't work anything here. So do 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets, like that, chain 1, 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets, chain 1, and then this is a corner, so it will get 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 more double crochets. Like this. Now we are going to start working on this other side. So chain 1, 3 double crochets in the next space, chain 1, 3 double crochets in the next space, chain 1, 3 double crochets the next space, and now this part that has that string, that chain 1 space, you're not going to chain 1 anywhere. After the 3 double crochets, you're going to go directly into that space and place a double crochet. So you can see we only worked 1, 2, 3. After the corner, we just worked 1, 2, 3 clusters of double crochets. So it's time for us to turn. So you're going to chain 3 and turn your work to this side, and you're not going to work anything here. You're going to just go into the next space. So place 3 double crochets into the next space, chain 1, 3 double crochets into the next space, chain 1, 3 double crochets in the next space, chain 1. So we're at the corner, so work 3 double crochets, chain 2 and 3 double crochets, like that. So we are going to go all the way up, placing 3 double crochets in each chain 1 space, separated by a chain 1. So chain 1, 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets. Now when you come to this part, before you finish, you're not going to chain 1 after this. You're going to just go directly into this space and place a double crochet. So chain 1 and cut your yarn, because we are now changing. We are done with the 2 rows of black. This is what you should have right now. This will be our middle section, because we are going to balance. Exactly what we are doing here is what we are going to do on this side. So don't worry if this looks a bit weird to you. It will make sense later on. So get your green or whatever color you're using, and then attach it where you left off with black. So you left off here. You're going to just attach your green here, like that. Then chain 3, and we're not going to work anything here. We're going to go straight into the next chain 1 space, like that. Chain 1, 3 double crochets, 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 chain 1, 3 double crochets. So when you reach this corner, we are going to chain 1 and then 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets in the same space. So this is the only corner we are left with. This is the corner that pushes our hip area outwards. That's why for it remains there. All these corners we stop here, but these ones keep pushing. So chain 1, 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets in the next chain 1 space. So you can see 1, 2, 3, and after the third one we are going to directly go into this space and make a double crochet. That's what you should have. Then chain 3, turn your work. Now we are working on the second row of green, and directly go into this next space, placing 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets. So you can see 1, 2 and 3, and now we're at the corner. So chain 1, then in the corner we are placing 3 double crochets, chain 2 and 3 more double crochets. Then chain 1 and work your way up, placing 3 double crochets in each and every chain 1 space, separated by chain 1. 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, chain 1, 1, 2, 3, chain 1, 1, 2 and 3. So after working this, you're going to directly go into this space, that last space, and make a double crochet and chain 1, then cut your yarn, because we are done with the second row of green. So now we are going back to black. So you can see here the top is becoming flat, the bottom is also becoming flat, but we left this is the part that's going to go in between the legs, so that's why I left this area. So get your black or whatever color you're using. I don't know what colors you chose to use for this project, but mine will be black. Then attach it where you left off with green. Attach your yarn like that. Chain 3 and directly go into the next chain 1 space. So place 3 double crochets in that chain 1 space like that. Chain 1, 3 double crochets in the next, 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 chain 1, 3 double crochets in the next space, chain 1, and this is a corner, so we shall do 3 double crochets, chain 2 and 3 double crochets in the same space, chain 1, 3 double crochets in the next space, in the next chain 1 space, chain 1, 3 double crochets in the next chain 1 space, chain 1, 3 double crochets in the next chain 1 space. And now we've come to the end. We're not going to chain 1 here, we're going to just directly go into that space and make a double crochet like that. Then chain 3, 1, 2, 3, turn your work, and you're going to place 3 double crochets here, 1, 2 and 3, chain 1 into the next space, 3 double crochets, chain 1 into the next space, place 3 double crochets, chain 1. This is a corner, so we put 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 more double crochets. Then now we are going to work all the way up. So chain 1, 3 double crochets, 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 and now we've come to the end, and we are going to just directly go into that space, placing a double crochet, and then chain 1 and cut your yarn, because we are done with black, 2 rows of black. So this is what you should have. At this point, we are literally done with this side. We shall get back to it later. We have to balance this side too. So what we did on this side is exactly what we are going to do here, to bring this like this. Like the way this has come like this, that's exactly how we want this to also come like this. So I'll start for you, then you go on and do the same exact thing as we've been doing on this side. So after this first row, feel free to rewind to the point where we had only the square and we started shaping this. You will rewind your video and go back to this. So I'm going to show you the first part. So you're going to get your black yarn, because now we're working on this side. So here we had the corner, then 1, then 2, then in the next space. So this is the corner, then 1, 2, then in this space. That's where you're going to attach your yarn. Try to balance everything. So you can see it's the exact point where we attached our yarn on the other side. So chain 3, and then skip this, don't work anything here, go into the next space and place 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets, chain 1. This is a corner, so it will get 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 more double crochets in that same space, like that. Then chain 1, then place 3 double crochets in the next chain 1 space, chain 1, 3 double crochets in the next chain 1 space, chain 1, 3 double crochets in the next, chain 1, 3 double crochets in the next chain 1 space, chain 1, 3 double crochets in the next chain 1 space, chain 1, 3 double crochets in the next chain 1 space. And now we've come to the top of the top corner. So don't chain here, you're going to just directly go into this space and place a double crochet like that. So you're going to chain 3, turn your work, and then place 3 double crochets in the next chain 1 space. So go ahead and do a total of, because you're going to do black, then green, then black. So go ahead and do that. And then break off your yarn, have this part, then go back and do the granny square again for the back side, and then work until you stop on the second last row. I'll see you when you're on the second last row, not the last one, the second last one, the first black. Then I'll show you how to join. Then we shall come back and join everything. So go ahead and finish this. You're going to have two rows of black, 2 rows of green, and 2 rows of black. Then this part will be done. Then I'll get back to you when you have this complete. Then the other side also almost complete, less by 1 row on this, on each and every side. Then I'll show you what to do. Okay, so as you can see, I've come to the end of the first side. This can be either the back side or the front side, whatever you prefer. So I wanted to show you why I kept telling you to attach your yarn where you left off the other one. So this is our right side, and now this is the back side. So since I don't like weaving in ends, I'm going to just keep tying the 2 strands together wherever they meet. So I have this, there are 2, so I'll just tie them together in a knot 3 times and then cut. Then I get the next pair, green and black, tie, and then cut. And these ones which are 1-1, it's okay, you can leave them. You can work with them while doing the waistband and everything. But the ones where there are 2 meeting themselves, like this one and this one, just make a knot, but make sure not to strain the shape of the short. So I'm going to join all those, and then I'm going to go back and make exactly this same piece, less by 1 row on each side, because the last row is going to join both sides to make a full short. So wherever you find that it's 1, just leave it. It may join with another one as we work. But don't cut the one in the middle. The one in the middle has to be worked on with a yarn needle. This one in the middle, the one of the magic circle. So this is what I have. I've left the one in the middle, and then these ones that don't have partners to tie with. So go ahead and do this, but stop on this row, on this one, the first row of black, and I'll see you when we are done with that. Okay, so I forgot to mention the number of rows that you do for the extension on the sides should depend on your hip measurement. So mine is 39, so I'm going to make sure this can stretch up to 19.5. As you can see, it can up to 19.5, which is half my hip measurement since we are doing 2 pieces. So make sure you have that in mind. If yours goes beyond that, then you're going to increase the number of rows that you do on the sides. until you get your hip measurement when stretched. Note that when stretched, not when it's just like this, because it will end up becoming big. So I went ahead and did the second part, but I didn't do the black part, the black row. So let me put this aside, and then I'm going to do my black row and show you how I attach. So I'm going to do the same exact thing as we've been doing for the side extensions. Sorry. Attach your black where you left off the green. Do the first row, and then for the second row we are going to directly attach to the other part that's here. So chain 3, then 3 double crochets in the next chain 1 space, and keep going until you get to the corner. So this row is normal. You're going to do it like how you've been doing the other extension rows. So this is a corner, so you're going to maintain it as a corner by doing 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, so go ahead and finish that row of black. Then make a double crochet in the very last space. So for the last row you're going to chain 3, turn your work. This is the very last row of this piece on this side. So go ahead and make 3 double crochets in this space. Chain 1, 3 double crochets in the next. Chain 1, 3 double crochets in the next space, like that. So when you get to the corner here, you're going to do 3 double crochets, 1, 2, and 3, chain 1, then get your other side, get this side. So I'm on the right side of my work. This is the side that I want people to see on the surface. So go ahead and this is the right side of my work. So I'm going to turn it like this so that I can attach the wrong sides together. So do this. As you can see, these points are together. They're on the same side. So all I'm going to do is chain 1, then remove my hook, get the other pointed part, the other corner on the other side here, and then pull through this loop like that, then chain the second chain and double crochet 3 times in the same space. So we are finishing up the corner like that. So chain 1 and finish up that row on one side. Chain 1, 3 double crochets, 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 and then in the last chain just place a double crochet directly and chain 1, cut your yarn. So we are done with the second row of black on this side. So this is how your work should look like. It's like at an angle. Don't worry about that, we are going to correct that. So go ahead and do the same exact thing on this side. So get your black, because now here we have green, but here we have black, so we have to balance them. Attach your yarn, like that. And now you're going to do the first row of black as usual. So go ahead and do your first row, and then the second row is going to be for joining. So this is a corner, so it gets 3 double crochets, chain 2 and 3 double crochets, then chain 1, and finish up that row. So here at the end, you're going to just directly go into that space and place a double crochet. Then chain 3, turn your work. Make sure your work is not twisted. Keep placing it the way you want it to look like on the outside, because this is the right side and also this is the right side. So make sure you have it in place. Now you're going to double crochet in the next chain 1 space, chain 1, 3 double crochets in the next chain 1 space, chain 1, 3 double crochets in the next chain 1 space, chain 1. Now you're going to do 3 double crochets in this corner and chain 1. Then get the other side of your work, remove your hook, grab this corner where you're going to attach your work, pull through that loop and make the second chain, and now continue working on that side. So 1, 2, 3, chain 1. So finish up that row. So we are coming to the end of the row, so directly place a double crochet in that last stitch, chain 1 and cut your yarn, because we are done with the second row of black. So place your work the way you want it to look like. The very flat part is the top part of our shorts, and the pointed part is the lower part of our shorts. So all we have to do right now is to fill in these gaps. this, and then also the one below. And we also have the same here, this and also the one below, and we make it flat and solid for us to be comfortable to wear. So this is what we have right now. I'm going to break this video into two, so you'll have part 2 of these shirts. So I'll see you in part 2 when you have this same exact shape.